Hello everyone, it's Maria. Today we are going to review some basic capabilities in Zoom. In the past 5 years, I have participated in numerous Zoom training rooms with various call center companies such as T-Tech, LiveOps, Working Solutions, and Colony Brands. Each company utilizes the same basic Zoom controls. This video will review those controls and how to access them. You will usually receive an email from the company asking you to join the Zoom room. For Zoom room invites, you don't necessarily have to download the Zoom app. However, to see the full capabilities and if you ever plan on hosting a Zoom chat, you will need to download the Zoom app. I already have the app downloaded and I sent an invite to myself using a separate email address. I'm doing this for example purposes. First, let's check your audio. It's a best practice to join the meeting at least 5 to 10 minutes in advance to check your system. I've never had a CSR training where they wanted you to access your video, so we're going to leave that out for today. We're hovering over the mic button on the bottom left of the screen. The red slash means your audio is muted. When you click on the mic icon, the slash goes away and now your audio is unmuted. Even though the Zoom chat shows you as unmuted, you'll want to check that you are not double muted. Double muted means that your headset or your mic that you're using may also be muted as well. A little to the right of the mic icon is an up arrow, or what is also called a caret. That's spelled C-A-R-A-T, a caret. Click on the caret and you will see a couple of things. A place to check for the correct mic, headphone, headset, and to check your speaker and mic. Make sure you have the correct options checked for your system. We'll do a quick check on my system. Let's move to the next icon, and that would be the participants icon. Notice what happens when I click the icon. By doing so, you can hide the section if it gets in the way for you. FYI, your name will always appear at the top of the list of the participants list to the right hand side of the screen. The other participants are listed in alphabetical order. I will address that again in just a bit, but while you're here, follow the directions from your instructor or your trainer as to how they would like your name to be listed in the participants list. Just hover over your name and you will see the Other tab. Click on that and you can rename yourself per the instructions given by your trainer. The next tab is the Chat tab. Just like the Participants tab, if you click on it, you can remove it or add it. When you're in the chat area, you can send a chat to the whole room. You can also send a chat directly to your trainer or facilitator, or you can send a chat to specific people in the room. Just be careful though, the chat does not default back after you've sent those chats either way. Also, you cannot delete anything you sent, and most often than not, the training rooms are being recorded. You also have the ability to upload documents and use emojis in the chat area. Next in line is the share screen icon. I'll be up front. Sharing your screen can be unnerving at first, most often because your Zoom screen seems to disappear and it can cause a little bit of a panic when you think you can't get that screen back. If that happens, you can always find your Zoom room by going to the bottom of your screen and looking for the white video camera on the blue background icon. The trainer can send you an invite to share your screen, or you can just hit the share screen icon yourself. The system asks you what screen you want to share, and you just pick the appropriate one. If you have multiple monitors, you can always see a green border around the monitor that is being shared. The control bar gets hidden at the top of your screen. Hover at the top of the screen and the control bar appears. From here, you can also use your chat area if you have problems with your mic and you're needing to let the facilitator or trainer know that you're still there or answer any questions. Now, from that same screen, you can annotate or draw on the screen. Usually you only do this when the facilitator asks you to, but here's how you can get that done. When you've finished, just unshare your screen or the trainer will do it for you. Sometimes the trainer will ask you to show a response by utilizing emojis. Sometimes they'll ask for a green check, a red X, or any other emoji. Most often they will want you to raise your hand if you have any questions. This brings me back to what I was mentioning earlier about your name always appearing at the top of the participants list. If the trainer is at the point in their session that they are doing maybe a Q&A and ask for everyone to raise their hands if they have questions, don't think the trainer has bypassed you if they don't call your name. Just because your name is at the top of the participants list, from what you can see, it's not at the top of their list. They're going by the order of which each individual has raised their hand. So I just want to let you know that because sometimes people get a little aggravated thinking that, hey, I was at the top of the list and how come you didn't call my name? So that's the reason. They actually can see hands raised on their side in the order of which each person raised their hand. So they're just going to go, down the list. So just be patient. They'll get to you eventually. Finally, I have some best practices for you. If you ever have to speak, make sure your background noise is limited or at a minimum. Even though it may be just a training session, background noises can still be distracting. Always speak only when the trainer asks you to speak. Try not to come off mic until it is your turn to speak. Unless asked by the trainer, limit your chat in the chat box to the topic at hand, but try not to ask too many questions because that chat can become overwhelming and the trainer really wants you to focus on what they're training, because chances are throughout the training session, they're going to answer your questions. And even if they don't, or maybe you might have missed that earlier in the session, they'll usually have a Q&A, a question and answer at the end. So just be patient. That's not to say that you can't ask questions in chat, but just keep them at a minimum. Okay, everyone, I think I've covered the basics of Zoom, and I hope this will help you on your next Zoom room training. If you have questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to help you. Thank you very much for viewing, and as always, be kind.